There are two types of stretches which we'll cover in this video. They are constant stretching and isometric. First, let's take a look at constant. Constant stretching means keeping consistent tension on the muscles at all times. This particular type of stretch seems to be one of the most beneficial as well as effective stretches there are. There's three important things to remember in your stretching program. And this is A, to make sure that the muscles and joints are properly warmed up. B, keep the stretch constant and consistent. And C, no bobbing. At this time, put your right leg back in a walking stance. Feet should be a shoulder width and a half in length, a shoulder width apart. Keeping your back leg locked and your heel on the floor. Distribute your weight forward and down. You should feel the stretch on the inner thigh and the back of the calf. At this time, beginners, you'll do your stretch 15 seconds per stretch. Advanced 30. Later on, as you advance into your program, you'll go 30 seconds to a minute per stretch. I mentioned earlier about bobbing. Make sure that your stretch is constant and no bobbing. Imagine your muscles as if they're rubber bands. We've warmed them up and stretched them. By bobbing, you're actually doing damage. You're tearing the muscles. And up. Good. After you've done your left leg, now start with the right leg back again. Foot as if it was in side kicking posture. Hips and shoulders again square. Distribute your weight forward and down. You should feel the stretch on the inner groin. This will allow you height for your side kicks, turning kicks, and hooking kicks. Now at this time, these are very light stretches. So beginners, go to where you just start to feel resistance. Don't overdo it. You'll do more damage than good. Incorporate breath control into your stretching program also. Try breathing in, exhale, and relaxing. And up. After you've done your left leg, shake your legs out. The next stretch will be a squat stretch. Putting your feet shoulder width and a half apart, elbows to the inside, simply squat down, stretch, and push out with your elbows. You should feel this stretch on your inner groin. Remember, relax, incorporate your breath control, and no bouncing. Stretching is not like weightlifting. You can do it every day, and I recommend it before and after your activities. And up. Good. Shake it out. The next set of stretches which we'll do are warm-up stretches. They're not kicks. They're basically warming up your muscles and legs and hip sockets, getting you ready for our advanced stretches, which are American and our Chinese. Again, start with your right leg back in a walking stance. Good balance with your hands up. Keeping your leg locked. Beginners, you're going to go to a height where you're just going to start to feel resistance. Advance, if you're familiar with this stretch, pull your toes back towards you. You'll get more of the stretch on the buttock and the back of the leg. Beginners, remember, go to where you just start to feel resistance, and that's it. And go into this program slowly, because you'll do more damage than good if you're just starting into stretching. So your hands up, you're in a good, stable, solid stance, and stretch. Doing repetitions of 10 with your right and your left leg. Remember, advance. Pulling the heel back towards you will allow more stretch to the back of the leg. Good. Now after you've done your left leg, again, put your right leg back in a walking stance. Get a good, comfortable, solid stance. This next stretch is an inside-outside crescent kick. You'll start out with your right leg, you'll bring it to the left side of your body, and go in a circular motion. Keeping the leg locked, toes pointed towards the ceiling. Again, relaxing and breathing. Remember, this is not a kick. It's just a warm-up stretch. After you've done repetitions of 10 with your right and your left leg, the next stretch will be an outside-inside crescent kick, or stretch. So your right leg back, this time, keeping your leg locked, toes pointed towards the ceiling. You'll go from the right side of your body to your center. Good. After you've done your left leg, shake them out. Let's start out with a constant stretch. At this time, go down with your right leg out, hurdler stretch. Putting your right leg out, your left leg back. Breathe in. I want you to exhale and go forward, keeping the back straight. By keeping the back straight, all the stretch is applied to the leg, and there's less damage that can be done to the back muscle, should I say. So stretch down and forward, stretching chest or stomach, chest, and face. Remember, no bobbing. Be relaxed, keep it consistent. Up. Remember, beginners, you'll go 15 seconds, advanced 30. Next, pull the left leg in, tuck it to the inside of the right. Breathe in, exhale and stretch. And shake it out. It's important to remember that you stretch slowly and release slowly. And why I say that is you can do just as much damage coming out of a stretch as stretching and bobbing, because you can do damage to the muscles that are opposing the muscles you're stretching. Good. Now shake it out. Stand it up. The next stretch we'll do is an American splits. So at this time, turn to your right, keeping your hips and shoulders again square. At this stretch, we're going to do 3 sets. The first set is going to be very light, where you just start to feel resistance. So start to go down, hips and shoulders square. Where I start to feel resistance, hold to the count of 15 or 30. And if possible, shake it out. Make sure you loosen the muscles out, shake them out, and then continue to stretch. Next set, we'll go a little farther, feel a little bit more resistance, and hold to the count of 15 or 30. Working on your breath control, keeping the stretch constant and consistent, and no bobbing. Good, and up. I recommend go slowly, massage the legs as you're coming up. The third and final set, you'll go as far as you can and hold. So again, hips and shoulders square, down slowly, breathe in, and hold to the count of 15 or 30. Advance at this time. Breathe in just as we did in the hurdler stretch. Extend forward. Stomach, chest, and then face. Exhale and up. And again, you'll do the left side. Your first set, lightly. Second set, you'll go down to where you start to feel resistance. And the third set, all the way down. And don't be afraid when you feel that resistance. Hold it and breathe in. And I say relax, and relaxing is hard to do, but relax. Work on breath control. Advance, forward. Off to your center. Good. Remember, bring them together slowly. Shake them out. We can do just as much damage as they contract, as if we bobbed and stretched. Nice. Shake the legs out. The next stretch we'll do will be the Chinese splits. Again, hips and shoulders square, feet facing forward. Work down to the first set to where we just start to feel resistance. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Shake the legs out. The second set, we'll just start to feel resistance. Hold again. Breathe. Work on your breath control and no bobbing. The third set, we'll go all the way down and hold. Good. Again, coming out of this stretch, you're going to relax and go slowly. At this time, advance if you want a little more stretch. Go to your center. Good. And up. And off to your right. And your left. Very nice. Shake it out. Set them down. Bring the legs together very slowly. Let me show you how the American splits and the Chinese splits will benefit you when you're kicking. American splits are responsible for the height for your front snap kick, inside-outside vertical, as well as outside-inside vertical, and axe kick. The Chinese splits are responsible for the full range of movement of your turning kick, hooking kick, and side kick. By following my stretching program, you'll be able to deliver your foot techniques to new heights.